Lady D, D-Man.
Here we go.
Come and chat with Lady D and D-Man Mob. Open up your ears, get this top verbal blog with the #1 team who's trying to reach the stars. Have you wanted like a fiend? Can't get it, you a star. Conversation with me, baby, you're bound to say yup. Conversation with me, baby, we don't give a word on the news and whatever. Hit the pavement, laughing at these fools, chat with Mob Entertainment.
Mob Entertainment. BCM, Infamous Lady D. Infamous Lady D online.web.com.
Come and chat with Lady D and D-Man Mob. Open up your ears, get this top verbal blog with the #1 team who trying to reach the stars. Have you wanted like a fiend? Can't get it, you a star. Conversation with me, baby, you're bound to say yup. Conversation with me, baby, we don't give a what. Up on news and whatever. Hit the pavement, laughing at these fools, chat with Mob Entertainment.
Mob Entertainment.
Yeah, it's Lady D and D-Man Mob.
D-Man Mob. D-Man
Mob Entertainment.
BCM.
All day, baby, all day.
To Chattin with Mob Entertainment. I'm Infamous Lady D.
I'm D-Man Mob. And today is March 31st, 2019.
Whoop whoop. Happy New Year for those of you who know when the true New Year is. So, yeah, Happy New Year. And represent Aries. It's Aries season. Stand up.
Aries right here.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
How y'all doing out there today?
hopefully all is well. We're good over here. We do want to apologize for missing last Sunday, but we have conflicting schedules, so we're trying to work this out to the best of our ability. So please bear with us.
Yeah, I've had to do some traveling, so schedule is a little bit more hectic, like you said.
Yeah, so we're here now.
Yep.
So let's get into it, guys.
And that's what counts, right?
So now we have been following a little bit of the Justice Smollett situation. So you know his case was dismissed pertaining to those criminal charges, but there is some new things going on, or new things surfacing. Like, first of all, according to TMZ, the city of Chicago is demanding $130,160.15 within 7 days. If he doesn't pay, they will prosecute. And they're claiming that they'll prosecute him for making false statements under the municipal code of Chicago. So this is something that is separate from the criminal case. They feel like justice has not been served. They want an apology. And according to their financial costs, the city spent more than $10K in resources. Now, the $10K is what he spent to get out of jail, or, bonded out. So their resources included, them looking over the camera, gathering all the data, and going over phone information. They also say it's an ethical cost, and that their officers did hard work day in and day out, countless hours working to unwind what actually happened that night. Also, the city's reputation was dragged through the mud. They also said there was a lot of evidence that wasn't made public. They are calling this a whitewash of the system. So,
I just want to say a couple things about Chicago. And, I used to go to Chicago all the time. It was almost like a second home to me. But say that he dragged Chicago's city like through the mud, pretty much.
the reputation.
Chicago Police Department, your reputation already in the mud. You can't get all of these different murders that's been going on. You can't get those solved. You seem like you have cops that's dressing up to be someone that he's not, going out committing murders. You have different things that's just happening. You have people coming up missing all the time, and nothing is happening. Your reputation is already been dragged through the mud. You have no good reputation. So for you to say that is actually ridiculous. And all of the costs, it costed y'all so much time and all this unwinding and everything like that. So what about all the other cases? Are y'all charging them as well, you know, and everything like that? Because I'm sure you all had to do, as what they say in movies, cop work. You know what I'm saying? Do some investigation. So investigation is very, very high. Don't they get paid by the taxpayers? I'm just wondering. The taxpayers pay the salaries for the police department, right? So why did he have to individually come out and pay a police department when, you know, that just seemed like it would be a gift. He would be gifting them some money so they can just split it up and do whatever, because they haven't had any lost wages, because last time I checked, all of their checks cashed out. You know, they deposited up in the bank. I'm quite sure. You know?
The duties of an officer. The duties of a police officer, also known as a law enforcement officer, focus on protecting people and property. They patrol the areas they are assigned, which sometimes include entire jurisdictions, respond to calls, enforce laws, make arrests, issue citations, and occasionally testify in court cases. They often make traffic stops, respond to domestic disturbances, and at times provide first aid to someone involved in a traffic accident or injured in a domestic dispute until paramedics arrive. Much of their time is divided between patrolling, writing reports, and filling out forms. Police officers now perform the immigration duties once exclusive to INS agents, meaning that INS agents are now essentially police officers. So this is from www.criminaljusticeusa.com. So their salary annually is $53,540. So pretty much they were merely doing their job and they're getting paid already. So why do they need more money? And just like I was saying, how do they feel like justice wasn't served? They're saying that justice wasn't served because the case was dismissed. Well, according to law, he has the right to face his accuser. If he set it up, then he's the accuser
and the victim.
So he's not going to self-incriminate himself.
Yeah, the victim want to drop the charges.
He's not going to testify against himself. So I understand why it was dismissed.
Mm-hmm. And then it was federal charges, correct? Supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, it's just a whole bunch of nothingness. What happened to all these crimes that are going on weekend after weekend, where all of these people of color are being killed? Mm-hmm. They don't even have a lead.
And it's just
on
really,
who's doing it.
And it's just really amazing how you just said weekend after weekend. Like, if I'm gonna be gangbanging or whatever like that, I can't do that during the week. I gotta wait till the weekend.
Exactly, it's always on the weekend. All of these girls missing in Chicago that are of color, they don't have any leads on that.
Yeah, they still don't know who killed the girl in that hotel on her birthday.
Right.
They don't know that at all.
So for this random fictitious crime that went on, they jumped to the scene of the accident like it was nothing. But all of this other stuff is going unsolved. That makes no sense to me. So anyway, moving on.
Yep. Chicago, like I said, your reputation is already dragged in the mud.
Yeah. What reputation? Chicago has had a bad reputation ever since I've been alive. So
for years and years, I don't want to say anything about. Well, I'm gonna say it anyway about like the National Guard, and it was something to do with politics. And here they are out on the crowd shooting people. You know what I'm saying? Chicago.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, moving on. All for show. Mm-hmm. So I want to move on to the R. Kelly situation. Now, more information has surfaced, and my sources have given me more information on this situation. And this situation is all over the place. So I do want to retract some of the things that I said previously about the whole entire situation. Just only some of the things, because so much new information has surfaced. So that has given me a new perspective on what is going on. Because for one thing, finding out that his ex-wife was a recruiter and getting him these girls, and so were other celebrities and other people in his circle. So it's like, if the man is guilty, lock him up. Why is he on every news station being interviewed by all these people? Why are so many people capitalizing on this situation if it was such a scandalous and trifling situation?
You just said it. So many people are capitalizing on the situation. People don't really watch TV as much as they used to. So they have to put something back out there to make people want to watch television again so they can get their ratings up. You know, so R. Kelly in that situation might have been a pretty good rating catcher back when it happened the first time. So they just going through things to see what can get their ratings up again.
Yeah, because at the time, R. Kelly wasn't even that popular. But I also have a clip of his wife just a few months ago, his ex-wife just a few months ago on Facebook, singing his song, talking about that's her baby daddy, to turn around and be on a talk show crying and saying he did her this way and that way. It makes no sense to me.
Come through, Facebook Live. Yes, that is my baby daddy playing in the background. What y'all about?
Turn right to I-285 South.
Questions, you and pass my test. Happy people, yeah. Turn it, yeah.
So y'all can see what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna be done with this entire situation. Somewhere up here, I will insert the clip. But I'm through with this. If he's guilty, lock him up. If he's not, leave him alone.
Yeah, because you can't be tried for the same thing twice, can you?
For real.
Unless it's two different incidents.
But sometimes things are retired to the file. And if you do something else, those things will be brought out of the file. That may be the situation. Somebody came forward with something new. And it looks like it might be his wife, his ex-wife. Which I don't even understand why she even throwing a man under the bus.
If she was involved.
Exactly. I mean, involved as far as recruiting little girls. And she was involved in the sexual acts. As far, allegedly. Let me throw that out there as allegedly, according to my sources. So, he gets locked up. So does a whole bunch of other people involved in this mess needs to get locked up as well. Speaking on, all of this surviving R. Kelly, there is a new hashtag, surviving Cardi B. And all of this stemmed from pretty much her and a blogger. So it's just like some people you really don't need to mess with, and at the same time, sometimes you need to be quiet. That's what I think. So yeah, sometimes you just need to be quiet. Sometimes you don't need to tell all of your past life business in interviews. Sometimes, you need to think about what you're saying before you say them.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against Cardi B, but I do think drugging men is absolutely wrong. Yeah. And just like I said in the R. Kelly situation, if these people are coming forward after so many years, then make them follow the same protocol. They need rape kits. They need evidence. There has to be proof.
Exactly.
And if she is guilty, lock her up.
Yeah, because a photo of me cheating with somebody else doesn't say that I did anything else other than a photo. So, and you're right. If they claiming it had been raped or whatever like that, it's time to perform a rape kit. 30 years later or whatever like that, it's time to perform it. Because I can't prove it. If it wasn't such a, up in arms about it then, why are you so up in arms about it 30 years from now? But on the Cardi B situation, I just threw that out there. On the Cardi B, I already told you that it's something about her I don't really like, her voice or whatever. I just didn't really like her. But for her to be drugging men, to get money for studio time, you could have asked them dudes, I'm sure. But you had a couple of other jobs as well getting studio time money, right? I'm
from the hood, and I was in the studio young, and I never had to rape, drug, or any type of man to be in the studio. Studios, a lot of them only charge like $25 an hour. So,
yeah, but she wanted to go to the higher price, the more expensive ones.
But still, you was already stripping. You should have been making enough money doing that to have enough money to go to.
Yeah, she was doing a
the
lot.
Studio. But I'm just saying, I'm not knocking, your hustle, because she's not the only one who didn't,
Yeah, but she was doing a lot more than stripping on the stage.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it should have been enough to cover your studio time. And that's just my opinion. I don't have anything against Cardi B as far as her music. I like the fact that she's real, but some things, even if you real, hush it on up.
Yeah.
Don't put your business out there and don't self-incriminate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these dudes talk about it in songs, but they not sitting on interviews talking about, ooh, I murked this dude. Ooh, I raped this chick.
And then even the ones that has talked different things like that in the song, of course some I guess police department or investigators or whatever like that kind of went back to make sure, and it's been a couple of them locked up behind that as well.
Yeah, even in the songs. Mm-hmm. So yeah, girl, mute. Stop going at it with these people on social media. Stop going at it with these people on Instagram.
Yeah. Stop
going at it with these people on YouTube. Learn from Beyonce. Beyonce don't say nothing, so you don't know nothing. Mm-hmm. And then it dies off.
You just speculate everything.
Exactly.
Time. You know what I'm saying? If they're not in your inner circle, why are you even speaking to them?
Exactly. Let it go, boo. Anyway, moving on. So, let me make sure that was it. All right. Next, we're moving on to relationship, love, romance. So, this particular portion will be specifically for long-term relationships or marriages. So I just want to give a little advice on how to spice things up if the relationship is getting a little dull. And one or the other one both are getting a little bored. So this idea just popped in my mind. Like, I'm amazing. I'm a genius. But for real, all you have to do is like plan to meet up somewhere. Y'all take different vehicles, meet up like at a bar, and then act like you don't even know each other. You know what I'm saying? Like the man walks up to the girl and be like, "Oh, what's your name? What's your sign? Can I get your number?" You know what I'm saying? And spark up a conversation from there like you don't even know each other. It's almost like a new beginning. Like you're gonna have to impress me. So make sure that you're dressed to impress as well. So in that moment, both of y'all gonna have to step up. You know what I'm saying? Step your game up. And see if you can still win each other. See, that's challenging. But it will spice things up. I guarantee you. Then you already together, so one night stand if you want to. It's all on you, boo. So yeah.
No regrets.
Exactly. Also, I was thinking too, vacations. That's a good way to spice things up. You can book like a honeymoon or a couples retreat or honeymoon getaway, and just go spend time on each other. Make sure y'all get massages and spa treatments, and just enjoy each other.
Yeah.
Step away from the home life, the work life, and all of that stress, and go focus on each other. That will definitely spice things back up, because sometimes you just need time to know who you have and remember why y'all together.
Rekindle the flame.
Exactly. And then if you're on the brink of breaking up, please don't ever forget about therapy. Sometimes it's just getting into a space where you both can talk and see things from each other's point of view and understand and know what is going on, because some people don't like to talk. They don't like to talk about what's bothering them. You know what I'm saying? If something's bothering you in a relationship and you don't tell the other person, how are they supposed to know to even try to fix it? So communication is important.
Very important.
Try therapy, get your feelings out. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you can work it out, because breaking up should never be an option.
That's true. Because feelings is very important to your spouse. You know what I'm saying? And that's the time to be vulnerable with each other, but not being angry with each other. To, you know, when they talk and say the things that's bothering them, you might not like it, but it's bothering them. So you all are a couple or married or whatever like that. If it's bothering them and you know it's bothering them because they just told you, why do I want to continue to make them feel that way? Yeah. So you don't want to make them feel that way to just be, you know, upset or anything like that. So yeah, that is the time to be vulnerable. And I've also suggested to a friend of mine, you know, just this week, to maybe bring his parents and her parents, you know, into a conversation that's like a therapy style conversation, because you have both families and they have an extended family. And what better, you know, people to talk to than two couples that has been married for over 30 years now. And they've been married for like 12 years at least. So I just suggested that to them. But what do you think?
Yeah, and sometimes that mediator is necessary. That's to keep this party and this party from blowing up on each other and get back to the level of understanding instead of anger. You know what I'm saying? So consider it. You know, I know in our community, a lot of people of color are like, we don't want to go to therapy. We don't want the white man in our business and all of that. But sometimes you don't have to choose a white man. Just like you said, you can choose your family members, other married couples in the family. Your if you go to church, your minister. You know, someone to be the mediator, to keep you on a calm and level ground, so that the communication can come through clearly.
Exactly.
And the understanding and understanding can be made to resolve the issues.
Exactly.
Because if you can resolve the issue, you know, what are you breaking up about? And then
that is that understanding that they need.
Exactly. And I feel like this as well. It's like, make sure that you have done all that you can do to try to make it work. Excuse me. Because there is no guarantee with the next person.
Exactly. You
and this person, if this is a long-term relationship or a long-term marriage, you all are invested in each other. Y'all have been through ups, downs, thick, thin, good, bad, and everything. And the next person that come along is probably not willing to do that. It's probably not willing to ride that ride with you. The first sign of something wrong, they're gone. You have to remember that loyalty that you have with that person. Exactly. So sometimes it may get rough, but that's the beauty of the relationship. You go through different phases and you make it through to the other side.
Exactly.
So that's all I'm saying. Don't, knock therapy or anything like that, and communicate more and find out what's wrong. That's all we saying. So next we're gonna move on to finance. And y'all can leave y'all comments below on what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? If you are going through a little rough patch with your mate, and or have gone through a little rough patch with your mate, how did you patch things up? You know what I'm saying? How did you move from that particular phase on to the next and seeing happier days? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure inquiring minds want to know.
Okay. About finance. On finance, I was looking, what's one major thing about our finances that we all go through? Whether it be apartment or buying a home. That's some of the best, like part of the top 10 places to buy, for first time home buyers or whatever like that. It don't even have to be a first time home buyer. Some cities around the country. And I think the number one city that they said, I read in I'm not mistaken, like Yahoo Finance News. It was Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And not in order, I'm gonna just name a few of them. They had Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, Raleigh, North Carolina, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Virginia Beach, Virginia. You know, those are some places for first-time home buyers where the housing market is not as high. You know, like the median being like $230,000 for, you know, as average price all across America. Like in Pittsburgh, that median home is $148,000, which will save you a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So being in finance, that home or that place you're staying, that notes, that rent, that is a big part of your finance. In fact, it's a lot of times it is the highest part, the biggest bill that you have, right?
Yes.
So that's something to kind of think about. You know, you don't want to be like in, say, California right now, or like the top 6 cities out of the top or the lower 10 worst places to be is in California. The housing market is ridiculous.
And it's been that way for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know, the tax rate out there is ridiculous. You know, so if you want to bring home more of your money, why choose places where you're going to take away most of your money through taxes,
right,
or, you know, whatever it be.
For the same size house, for the same amount of rooms and square footage, and you know what I'm saying, the same acres. Why do you want to spend triple?
A whole lot less acres. Before that same price, you can put that home that's in California, say in one of those cities, and pay a whole lot less and get a lot more.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah.
So that's a big thing to me, you know. So I just wanted to share that with you all, as far as like different cities that would be okay. And I'm not just talking about straight up downtown or anything like that. Downtown prices normally are a lot higher. So if you can get in the suburbs, maybe a little bit further out, you know, that's where those prices start to come down a whole lot more. And it affects you in your pockets to make them grow a little bit more. So you're not making $100,000 and trying to spend $120,000.
I'd like to add on to that. And when you go to your clothing, make sure that you're reading those documents and that you're not the only one signing the contract. Mm-hmm. Make sure that it's not you and a what are they called?
A notary public.
A notary republic. It's actually you and the person that's claiming to be giving you the home loan.
Yeah.
Because you're not making the contract with the notary republic. Okay.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
And, you know, on that, one other thing, when you are doing that, make sure that they can tell you who owned the land prior to them selling it to you. And if they come out to say, oh, well, we don't know or we can't find it, that's the same thing as them selling you a bridge on the moon. You know what I'm saying? They're going to sell it to you. They don't know who owned it or nothing like that, but they're going to sell it to you. So make sure that they can get you that information because somebody owned it before they did. Or if they own it. That is a big sign, a big key.
And moving on, this is on the same topic but a different area as far as finances are concerned. And this is a way to step up your finances. Make sure that you are investing in yourself. Whatever hobby that you may have or business idea, you know, begin to create multiple streams of income for yourself. Start small and utilize your spare time to expand and grow your craft. So, in other words, never give up on yourself and invest in something that you enjoy doing. That way it doesn't feel like work and you probably won't be working. You'll just be doing what you enjoy doing.
Exactly.
So, I just wanted to add that in there. And always strive for multiple streams of income. That is the only way that you're going to become wealthy.
Or financially dependent, you know. You know, a lot of people's definition of wealthy and rich isn't the same. You know, so when you say these words, you need to have a value with some of them, because rich to someone may be to have a $70,000. Well, it's not rich to me, or $1 million, you know. But financially secure or financially independent, you know, you may not need all of that as long as you have it. You know what I'm saying? All of your needs are taken care of. You're not worried about anything. You can get whatever you want to get whenever you want to get it. So that's one thing that I look at. Make those definitions, actually put something to it, a number to it, or value.
Next, we're gonna move on to news. If y'all have any more information that y'all would like to give, any comments on finance, please do so. And even to help us out, you know, any knowledge that you may have or information that you may have, please feel free to share in the comment sections below. All right, but yeah, we're moving on to news. I just want to let you all know that avocados have let me see where this is. Hold on, I'm trying to see where did I get the information from. I think this was from the Department of Agriculture. Yeah. So avocados now have listeria, and most of our fruits and vegetables have been sprayed with pesticides. So clean all fruit and veggies I clean my fruit and veggies with vinegar water, or you can use baking soda for things like apples and cucumbers to scrub that film.
That wax.
That waxy film off of your fruit. So I want to tell you the items that are on the Dirty Dozens list that may be contaminated with the listeria. So it's strawberries, spinach, kale, nectarines, apples, grapes, peaches, cherries, peas, tomatoes, celery, potatoes. And this is from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. But
when you said celery, you know, a lot of people lately have been doing the celery juice challenge.
What did I say?
So make sure you watch out.
Exactly. All right, but my question about this, because I gotta take it there. How does U.S. fruit and vegetables get contaminated with third world countries' diseases and infections?
Because a lot of the fruit come from those
third world countries where they don't have food.
Well, not to say that they don't have food, but a lot of the fruit and vegetables is actually shipped from another country. Say, especially in the wintertime, America, how much fruit is growing?
How would I thought? Yeah, it's shipped here from those scientists going over there to get the disease and bring it back. Yeah, that's how it gets here. But go continue.
Mid-Mississippi, Alabama, and just say draw a line and go north. How much is actually growing in those climates? Not much. So everything south or in the tropical climates is where a lot of those fruits and vegetables are grown. So please believe that most of everything in your grocery stores are coming from somewhere else. Even in Canada. I've seen with my own eyes. I was in the store one day and I saw a guy come in, and he was wanting to get some new, what they call them, shipping papers or something like that for the items that he had being shipped. So they wouldn't say that they came from another country. They had to take that part off of the old shipping papers so that it can go to the next country.
Wow.
So I saw that with my own eyes, and I was like, "Are you serious?" So yeah, they just did not want to know that their food came from another country. So as long as that part was off of it, they take it.
See the sneakiness that's going on?
Not even know.
Wow. Well, like we said, check your food. And at this rate, you might as well just eat junk food.
No, I'm not.
You probably won't catch listeria and die in a few days.
I'm not going to recommend that, though.
But anyway, leave your thoughts below.
Yep.
This came from the United States Attorney's Office on justice.gov. Former public utility manager sentenced to 7 years in prison for the theft of more than $6 million from public utility and customers. So when I read the article, it's basically saying that customers that paid in cash, the guy basically pocketed the money, but then wrote fraudulent checks on their behalf to the utility company. So he was pocketing the cash and writing fraud checks to the utility company.
And all he got was 6 years?
7.
7.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that's all?
Mm-hmm.
That amount of money?
And this is considered public corruption.
And he's hurting all of these different people.
And I'm sure he's not the only one who's doing it.
So I'm just quick question. He got 7 years and he hurt a lot of different people or took money from a lot of different people. But you have people getting more time for
less crimes or lower crime.
I'm gonna just say, plants growing out of the earth. They have more time and they're not hurting anyone, not even themselves.
Exactly. And how long did it take place for him to be writing fake checks? So these people were paying cash money and he was writing fake checks and nobody realized it for so many years till he accumulated like $6 million.
That's not $6 million.
So it's almost like, do we actually need money? Wink, wink, to pay our utility?
Or cash.
Wink, wink. All right. So that's one situation. Yeah. This happened in our home state of Mississippi. A Mississippi woman pleads guilty to healthcare fraud, money laundering, and tax evasion charges for role in $200 million compounding pharmacy scheme. And so what I got from this lady by the name of Hope Tomley, age 52, she has a 26-count indictment. She and her co-conspirator stole millions of dollars from a federal healthcare program that serves the nation's military personnel and their families. This is a fraud scheme. This was a fraud scheme against a company called TRICARE. Millions of dollars was wasted and diverted that should have been spent on critical medical care for military members and their families. She falsified prescriptions from people in the community that her and her husband recruited. Her children and TRICARE beneficiaries were a part of it. She got fraudulent proceeds and she avoided paying $6.6 million in taxes. 9 other people have pled guilty in this scheme and only one has been convicted thus far. And this is listed as healthcare fraud. But you see all the buffoonery going on in these streets? The utility company people are scamming. The medical care and the pharmacy people are scamming. How is she? This woman got a...
Even the banks are scamming. Like,
She got a blank prescription pad. And was writing out prescriptions trying to get money.
Hey, ain't that what MJ's doctor did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
But only one person has been locked up.
Only one. And
That's far.
They're hurting a lot of families as well. Taking monies and different things like that from them, prescriptions and.
But that's a bold move to be doing it to the military.
Oh, that's where a lot of people try to get over, definitely, because the military or the government, they don't make no money, and all the money or funds or credit come from the people.
Well,
or energy come from the people,
When she accumulated $1 million, she should have sat down because that's money.
That's
How did you get to over 200 million?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds about pale. All right, so guys, this is crazy.
All of it. But once again, I go back to say, that farmer that's growing herbs they'll get a lot of time.
Yeah, and that girl who took her child to the school on the other side of the highway, she's doing time. She lived on this side, but she wasn't in this jurisdiction. But if she wanted her child to go to school over there, she's in jail. But these people stealing $200 and some odd $1 million
Just let it happen.
from families.
Just let it happen.
They send back waiting to be indicted.
No worries. No worries.
So
Yeah. MOB, BCM, Lady D, D-Man.
Here we go.
Come and chat with Lady D and D-Man Mob. Open up your ears, get this top verbal blog with the #1 team who's trying to reach the stars. Have you wanted like a fiend? Can't get it, you a star. Conversation with me, baby, you're bound to stay up. Conversation with me, baby, we don't give a word on the news or whatever. Hit the pavement, laughing at these fools, sharing with Mob Entertainment.